The next concept I want to address with you is your false statement about God only being met according to Sikhism by one's deeds. That's completely false. And even if you read the first page of Guru Granth Sahib, you would read the words Gur Prasad, which means God is met, the Guru is met by grace, by the Guru's love, by the Guru's compassion. If you read almost all the prayers, most of the prayers in Guru Granth Sahib, they start with Ek Oankar Satgur Prasad. And this is called the summary of Guru Granth Sahib. There's a story where Guru Gobind Singh Ji was going on his horse and he was told, he asked a Sikh who can summarize the Guru Granth Sahib. And the Sikh said the summary is Ek Oankar Satgur Prasad. That's the heart of the message. It means there's one Lord, and that true Guru is met by his compassion, by his grace. So here you're talking about works. I don't know where you got that from. It's not works. A human being is met by God only if God is graceful. No matter how good we are, we can never be good enough for God, who is an ocean of goodness. It's God's love that makes us merge with God. Secondly, your concept of salvation and how you talk about the carcass quote and hell and Sikhs and meat. This all goes, it kind of ties in together. Sikhs don't believe in a physical heaven and hell because if you talk about heaven being paradise or being a place with so many pleasures, rich people have him here and they're not happy because the material heaven does not give happiness, because happiness does not come from material pleasure. Happiness comes from loving God in a state of bliss, God realization, from living in the presence of the Lord. That's real happiness. God's presence is so strong that the soul becomes blissful. It's bliss of the soul. The same way, there's no physical hell. We don't even have our bodies in the afterlife. How are we going to burn? Our bodies stay here right in front of our eyes. There's no hell. The biggest hell is the person who lives in separation from the Lord, who is the root of all happiness. The person who is involved in worldliness and forgets God. That's real hell. That's real punishment. And this quote that you quoted, living by neglect and greed, people eat dead carcasses. If you read the context, it's in a part of the Guru Granth Sahib called Babur Bani. When the Emperor Babur invaded, it talks about his atrocities. And if you read what these carcasses are, Guru Granth Sahib says, Hak Paraya Nanika Us Suar Us Gai, which means that for a Sikh to impede on what is rightfully or what is the right of another, to steal or to oppress the right of others, this is a sin for a Sikh, just like eating beef is a sin for a Hindu and eating pork is a sin for a Muslim. And this quote, living by neglect and greed, people eat these carcasses, it's not referring to physical meat. It's referring to impeding on the rights of another, to stealing, because Guru Granth Sahib clearly states that that's the carcass that the world is eating. So that quote you completely took out of context. The carcass is going on other people's rights. It's hurting other people. It has nothing to do with eating a burger. That being said, when we read most of Guru Granth Sahib, and once again, they don't go to hell for it because Guru Granth Sahib doesn't preach hell. If you impede on the rights of others, you hurt others, you go into separation from God, you go away from godliness, from godly virtues, and your life becomes a hell. Because as stated earlier, being separate from God is hell. So that quote about the burger you made, that's just completely ridiculous. And going back to the concept of meat, and basically there's disagreement about this, but one thing that's sure, the reason a Sikh does not eat meat, or some Sikhs don't eat meat, I personally am a vegetarian, is not because they think it takes life. Life is going to end anyway, but it's a concept of compassion. Look at the way people kill animals. They're slaughtered, they're hurt. And It's only in a compassionate heart, only in a soft heart, just like a seed can only grow in soft soil. It is only in a soft heart that the seed of God can grow. If there's a need, if someone's dying, then it's okay to painlessly, I believe. If you have to painlessly take life, that's a different story. But when there's so much fruit and vegetables you can eat, and to cause another being pain, to hurt another being, animals feel pain. That's a fact. You hurt a dog cries. You can see videos. Animals feel pain. Plants don't have a nervous system, but animals feel pain. And it's not because we're taking away life, because life is temporary. Life's going to go. Life of the body is just going to go, but the soul is always immortal. So not eating meat doesn't have to do with taking a life, but it has to do with causing God's creation pain. It has to do with the value of compassion, or daya. That's why some Sikhs don't eat meat. And some Sikhs will eat meat, but they won't eat any meat, not just Muslim meat, but any meat killed in the name of God. The Muslim meat was killed in the name of God, just like Arbani Jap Sahib speaks against animal sacrifices. It says God is above those. Namastwang apute, namastwang ajupe. So we talk against any sacrificial animal, any sacrificed animal, because when you hurt a being and then you say, I did it in God's name, you're just adding insult to injury. But some Sikhs will say it's okay to eat meat, it's not painful, and there's a debate for that. But just in every religion, you have different schools of thought. And I don't eat meat. My dad eats tons of meat. I still love him. Everyone has their different schools of thought, but we don't fight with each other. Just like everyone in the world, we all came from God. We all worship God differently. But at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters. Christians, Jewish people, Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs. We all call God different names. But sadly in this world, people have twisted religion and twisted these things, and selfish priests have used religion to get people against each other. That's why I always say, before you are brainwashed, before you try to understand a scripture or a priest, understand your heart before understanding the Bible or the Quran. But what goes on today? Look at what priests are doing, and every religion I'm talking about. For their own selfish motives, they're spreading hatred. They're putting people against each other. Whether it's the Muslim priests who are helping ISIS come about and ISIS oppressing others, or whether it's Christian priests who go around trying to spread hatred because of who someone is. But selfish priests will use wrong translations of scripture, and they will try to mess with people and bring hatred. Whether it's the Crusades, I can say that even thieves and murderers put together have not killed as many people as have been killed in the name of religion, which is sad because religion is beautiful. Worshipping God and loving your neighbor, that's a beautiful truth we can all take. So I say in a request to you, Pastor Anderson, I hope God blesses you. I hope He blesses you very much. I hope you open your heart and learn that Christianity is not about hatred, but it is about love. I hope you become a true Christian. I hope that you are able to spread love to everyone, no matter who they are or what their faith is. I hope you do not hate. Take hatred away from your heart, because hatred and God do not exist in the same place. So I hope you're able to listen to the message, and I hope that you realize that God lives inside of you. And I'm really, really sorry if I said anything to offend you, but I'm just speaking what I feel and what I see as the truth. And once again, I hope God blesses you, and I hope you come to open your heart for those who think differently than you, and I hope you are able to see the message of Christ. Thank you very much.